Season opener for the Tactics, game number 1 to open up the 2022-23 campaign. We'll get back to the coverage from College Cast against Kansas Wesleyan. We are at the half, and we talk with one of the star players for the squad, and has been that way ever since she kind of broke onto the scene. Grace Beyer, it is a thrill to get to meet you and talk to you. And I told you before we started, this is my second-ish month on the job, so I'm excited to see you play. I'm Greg Tadish, one of the assistant sports information directors at the school, and how excited were you, Grace, just to kind of get this season and this year underway after the success you guys had last year?
You know, it's always exciting to start a new season. We had high hopes last year, and we kind of fell short of them, so we're hoping to get back to our goals and have a fresh start this year.
You had one of the best years, whether it be College of Pharmacy or under the new name with the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy, has ever had, and yet you're saying you fell short. What were the expectations that, in your mind at least, you weren't able to achieve?
We've always wanted to get to the conference tournament, and we lost in the semifinal to Lyon last year, and we also have goals to make the national tournament.
A girl out of Eagle, Wisconsin, just outside of Waukesha, about southwest of that, and about a third of the way from Milwaukee to Madison. I went to Marquette University, so I know your neck of the woods. Coming out of high school and signing here to play at then Stillcop, how has your career matched what you sort of envisioned it could be or what you wanted it to be?
I definitely didn't expect to see my career develop as much as it has. It's been a fun ride and definitely a surprise, but Coach Reese has definitely influenced and impacted my game in a positive manner. 2019,
you come on the scene. Do you remember how many you scored in game 1? Your first ever game as a Utectic? I know. Do you?
I do not remember.
It was 34 points in a win over Cotty. Do you think that at that game your career was going to be as successful as that has become? I mean, as an incoming rookie and to dump 34 in game 1, that's a high bar to set.
Yeah, it was definitely that was a fun game to be a part of. It was pretty nerve-wracking coming in as a freshman, dropping 34. You said it was a fun time though. Everyone was very supportive.
It's funny, you talk to star players, and there's no question you're the unheralded leader of this group, but you talk to star players at the elite level, and there's the difference between, you know, I've grew up in Cleveland, so I've watched LeBron James from day one when he was at Akron St. Mary's and coming into Cleveland as a draft pick in 2003. The ability and the decision-making of when to lead versus when to delegate and defer to your teammates and how to get them involved and when do I take over a game. Do you struggle with that differential of, okay, this needs to be me time and this needs to be other people time and I need to kind of spread the ball and let them kind of get involved? Is that a difficult switch for you?
It can be difficult, but you have to just see how the game's going. If someone has the hot hand, you obviously want to keep feeding them, and if someone's playing well, you just keep feeding them, and hopefully things turn out well.
I'm not sure what you expected your career to become, but an Email S Liston Award winner, an All-American at the NAIA level, how have you taken to the notoriety? Because there hasn't been a lot at this university, and you're sort of right now living the best days in women's basketball this college has ever had, and you're sort of the face of the program. How do you take to that?
I'm really proud to be the face of the program right now. Coming here, I did have hopes that I would be an All-American, but I definitely couldn't do that without my teammates and the support from the athletic department.
What kind of vibe do you get with the group this year? I know I see them all the time down there with Coach Reese at lunch, and it's an interesting dynamic, and we'll get into him in a minute, but what's the vibe and the feel as you get ready to start the season? I guess I'm talking also trust with your teammates. Do you guys have that even for game 1, or is that something that takes a while to kind of build?
I think it helps that a lot of us are returners, so we do have a decent amount of trust built there. The incoming freshmen have meshed really well with us, actually, and we're excited to see how things go.
Talking at the half with Grace Beyer, and Coach Reese was not the first coach you had. It was Stephen Allen, and I get the sense that things have changed a little bit. The dynamic, the atmosphere, the camaraderie, all of that energy has changed under Coach Reese. Kind of building a culture is the phrase the in vogue phrase they sort of use. You nod your head, so I'm assuming you're agreeing. Mm-hmm. What has he done to do that?
He's done a better job defining everyone's roles and playing to our team's strengths instead of just overall with the game. He coaches us so we don't exploit our weaknesses as much.
It's interesting. I see him down at lunch all the time, and he's got a gaggle of players down there, and they're all laughing and joking around, and yet I see him as such a drill sergeant type coach at practice. Is he that night and day from what I see?
It definitely depends on his mood, but he always does a good job joking around, even at practice too, and keeping the mood light even if we're working really hard.
Well, there's no question it might even happen tonight. You're close to 2,000 career points. What would that benchmark mean to you?
It would be incredible. I never in a million years imagined scoring 2,000 points in college, and it's not easy to do, and I'm excited to be there and have my teammates behind my back.
Excited to watch you all year. Good luck.
Thank you.
That is Grace Beyer with the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy. We're at the half. Greg Tadish back to the College Cast crew coming up in a moment.